everyone. A very warm welcome to you to my YouTube channel, Living with Spice. I'm Rebecca Gabriel. It's great to have you here. Now, if you're new to my channel, it's a warm welcome to you, and if you are returning, I'm really grateful to have you to come back and see yet another card reading for your zodiac sign. I'm going to be doing a love reading today for Aries, and this is for the month of July. Now, you probably know I do weekly reads, I do monthly reads for each zodiac sign, and I do love readings. The love readings really are about how is love manifesting in our life. Love for ourselves, love for perhaps a special person, or love for others. So it's a general reading. It's not going to resonate every time for everybody. So please just take what fits your situation and don't force it. If it's not for you, then let it go. Perhaps there'll be a reading on another channel for you. If you would like to have a personal or private reading, my details are in the description box below. You'll also see some references to the cards that I regularly use and the book that I published called The Power of Soul Loving, A Spiritual Guide to Love and Freedom. Now, this book is very much for those people going through, fairly significant transformation in their life. And I do feel that this year it's probably almost all of us. It really is a guide to be able to help you understand how to navigate all of those challenges that we experience when we go through change. And it's to help us come out the other end with a really good balanced approach to our life, mentally, emotionally, physically and spiritually, and hopefully helps you to process all of the things that you're learning along the way and to answer those deeper questions as well. All right, Aries, let's get into your reading, and please don't forget, if you are enjoying these reads and finding them helpful, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, maybe leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That way you'll get more notifications every time I post, and it also helps to grow the channel. All right, Aries, let's see what's in store for you in terms of love relationships in July. So Aries, we're going to take a look at the general theme of the month of July for you in terms of love relationships. So we're asking your spirit to give us an idea of what is happening in the month of July for Aries. What is the general theme? What's coming up for Aries in the month of July in terms of love and relationships? Thank you, Spirit. Oh. All right, Aries, we have a really beautiful start to your reading. We've got the Four of Wands. So it looks like you are really thinking about commitment in terms of a special relationship. Perhaps you've been having discussions around this topic with your special person, what that means for the future, what your long-term plans are. And it appears to me that you're actually bringing this conversation to the surface at the moment. Things are being discussed about what does life look like in the future with your special person. And perhaps you are sort of making plans financially, talking about where you want to live, how you imagine life might be. Really beautiful. And it would seem that things are definitely in the wind in terms of success financially and things changing and going up a next level for you. We've got the Wheel of Fortune here. What a great card to have. This is amazing. So I feel like that's such a good omen in terms of your conversations with your special person around deepening your commitment to each other and speaking about, plans for the future. So when you get a Wheel of Fortune card, that is fantastic to be able to put you on the right path and get you going in a very positive direction. So very, very good start. Then it just gets even better. You really do have a good reading here. It's Six of Wands, which is celebrating victory. At the moment, you seem to be having a lot of wins. Now, they don't have to be huge wins. They can be small wins, but you're feeling very positive and you're feeling like you're making traction in your life. It could be the way things are flowing for you, that finally things are starting to integrate, come together. There's a flow to your plans and boxes are getting ticked for you, which is fantastic. Certainly that's going to be putting you in a very happy mood. And I do feel also that you've got other people around you celebrating your success and celebrating the beautiful vibe and energy that you have at the moment, Aries. You've got a lot of people who are, let's just say, rooting for you. They're your team, they're your support, and they're all saying, wow, Aries, we really love what it is that you're doing and we can really see the progress in your life. Isn't that fantastic? Great to have that public recognition and celebration with people around you. Now, I almost said the World card before with the Wheel of Fortune, but it did come out, the World card, which of course does mean beginning of a new cycle. The World card represents endings and new beginnings. So it's very clear to me that, you know, the phase of your life that you've been in previously, like leading up until the last couple of months, has now come to a close, and you're really now stepping into the next phase of your life. Well, clearly, because when you're talking about plans for the future with your special person, and things uplifting in terms of your finances and you celebrating, it certainly does look like you are now entering a new phase of your life, which is fabulous. You've got a lot of momentum and a lot of positivity around you, signalling a really great start to a new cycle in your life. I am getting the feeling that you're going to be quite financially successful as well. Now, you do have a lot of activity around you at the moment. We've got the Eight of Wands, and that often means a lot of communication. So I'm getting this is communication from you as well as communication coming in, but there's lots of, I'm getting the sense of business activity, comms around business activity. Your brain is firing in terms of ideas and you wanting to take action on multiple goals. So there's lots going on here, lots going on. So let's see how this continues for you, Aries. So look, this is meant to be a love reading, and we've started out beautifully with the Four of Wands, which is commitment to your special person and planning perhaps for family in the not too distant future. You're setting yourself up nicely financially as well, and I can see that you've got plans for things that you want to achieve that are going to help support your beautiful future. I don't read reversals, just letting you know. Lovely. So with all of that communication going on and you making plans for the future, there's obviously some decisions that are coming up, and you've got some, you need to be able to choose your pathway soon. A situation is coming up where you're going to need to go, look, do I go down that pathway? And I feel like it's in terms of your business direction, or do you go down that pathway? So either one is going to bring you success. I don't get a sense that that one of them is a no and one of them is yes. I feel it's just a choice that you're going to be making, and that's going to take you on a certain route in life. But either way, both options are going to bring you success and the abundance that you're after. Now we've got the Knight of Swords here, so there's this quite a lot of fast-paced activity in your life at the moment, Aries. There's new ideas, there's communication coming in. It's all a little bit fast and furious, but that's okay. I feel like you're on top of it. This could be a new idea in terms of your business here and an opportunity for you. So keep a lookout, keep your eyes and ears open, check your emails for communications that are coming in, because we know you're getting a lot of communication. So be alert in terms of messages coming your way so you don't miss any opportunities, because I do feel that someone is going to present an idea for you which may be worth considering, and it may also of course have something to do with you choosing a particular pathway. So yes, be alert and look out for anything that's coming your way. And I do feel you've just got such a positive reading here. It's amazing. You've got the Six of Pentacles here, and yes, you are counting your pennies and really looking at ways you can make your money grow and your finances grow. And of course, people want a little bit of the action here. So be mindful that you don't waste your money, and be mindful about how you're spending your money. And I feel that you are. I think you're very on top of everything. We've got the King of Pentacles here, which is your energy. You've got this in the bag. You're feeling very calm and collected, very wise. You're bringing to the table a lot of experience lately in terms of decisions that you've been making, financial decisions in your life. You have a sense of certainty and grace about you at the moment. You're not flustered. You're quite grounded, and you do have quite certain ideas about what it is that you want and what you want to create, and you're feeling quite self-assured and confident, not arrogant, just confident, which is really lovely. So there is an element of self-trust here, which is fantastic, and that confidence is going to raise your vibration, which attracts a lot of people, where you can see people at the bottom of this card wanting a piece of your action. They're seeing the confidence in you, and they're seeing the progress that you're making. So, the wise king here is discerning about where he places his time and money and resources. And you can see he's sort of pondering things there and considering things. He's not rushing anywhere. He makes good, slow decisions, well-considered decisions, and that is you, which is really fabulous. In terms of love here, it's all happening. The two of you are vibing beautifully here, and you're feeling really fulfilled. And I think because of all of this beautiful progress and positivity, it's just really shining a light on the two of you, and how things are working well for you. You're both in flow with each other. Your energy generally is quite beautifully harmonized, and you're both in beautiful conversation about the future. So at the moment you're feeling very positive and inspired, and really looking forward to more wonderful times ahead, is what I'm trying to say. What a positive start to your reading. I'm loving that. Yes. So much activity and quite a fast-paced reading already. I'd really like to know how things are going for you, given that this is a monthly reading, a love reading. Spirit, can you help us to understand how things are progressing for Aries in terms of love at the moment? What's going on in the love life for Aries? We want to specifically know how things are progressing in the love life for Aries, please. What's going on in the love life for Aries during the month of July? Getting the sense it may not necessarily be a huge focus, even though it's there. Let's just see. So your soulmate is quite likely to be different from your usual type and expectations. Now, this may be your current partner or a partner coming in, so keep an open mind. And just, when there are moments during the month where you seem to be questioning your differences, now is a really great time to acknowledge the differences from a positive point of view and see how you're both complementing each other. It's really lovely that we're not, in partnerships, we're not always the same. And so Spirit is saying keep an open mind, be flexible, and enjoy the differences that your special person brings to you. And don't be too concerned if they are different to your original expectations or what you thought would be a good match for you. So Aries, if you are still attracting this soulmate or partner into your life, keep an open mind. Don't restrict yourself to what you think your partner should be. Because I know, Aries, that you can feel very determined and very set in your ways of thinking. So I feel that this Spirit is sort of saying, you know what, try to take a relaxed, more open view of who you are likely to meet and how your partner is going to show up in your life. Maybe quite different to what you imagine. With your special person, there is an element of past life relationship for some of you, where you feel that you've known each other before, and that may explain why you often feel like you're vibing with each other so beautifully that you don't even have words. sometimes that you just know how your partner is feeling, and it's probably because you've known each other before. Now, that may not resonate with everybody, it's just for some of you, and not everybody is in a soulmate relationship. So they're quite specific relationships, and they're there. Soulmate relationships can be quite challenging, but they're certainly there to support you and grow you, and quite often poke you so that you are learning and growing. But you'll also recognize this your soulmate instantly, as if you've known them before, and that may be something that you need to be aware of if you haven't met your special person yet. And if you have, you'll know that the relationship is probably almost effortless at times, simply because you know your person so well. Which often means that you don't have eyes for anyone else too, because you are so deeply connected, at a soul level to your special person, that you really have no interest whatsoever in looking elsewhere, which is really kind of lovely. What else, Spirit, do we have for Aries in terms of love relationships in July? What does Aries need to know? Right, I've got that one coming out here. Okay. So I often say that in these love readings that the cards may tell us a story about something to do with you, something to do with your partner, or relationships in general. Now, we've got to pay attention to the red flags here. There are some signs that are cautioning you, but what I'm instantly feeling is that be careful you don't stuff up with your partner or a special person. I think it may be, I'm getting the sense of there being a blunder or an assumption. So, and this will mean different things in different readings, but in this reading I'm getting the feeling that be very, very careful in your lovely confidence here in your planning for the future, that you don't make an assumption about your special person and what it is that they're wanting or what they're imagining for the future. That may take you down a pathway that you're not expecting, or they're not expecting. So this is a choice, remember. And as you're looking at the choices in your life, and we are talking about a love reading, be very careful to include your special person in conversations around that as you are making plans, because the red flag here is just letting us know that something just may go amiss here, in that you may not notice something, you may not realize that you are not seeing something, or that perhaps you are making an assumption around something. So before you make decisions, make sure that you have, plenty of heart-to-heart conversations, so that you know that you're on the same wavelength with each other. And, if you're not particularly an empathic person, and you tend to sort of logic everything, it may be a good idea just to check in with your partner as to how they're thinking and feeling. Just saying. That's what a red flag means. Spirit, what else do we have for Aries, please, in terms of love relationships? What else do we need to know? Thank you, Spirit. One more for Aries. I think we're almost done. Yeah, how lovely. So there may be an opportunity during July where the two of you just feel like you need to get away. Now, I did sense that you've got a lot of activity in your reading in the month of July. There's lots going on in Aries. Your mind may not always be focused on love, on love relationships, because I do feel that there's a lot to do with you building your business and your finances. So that may be another reason why a red flag may mean that if you're not paying enough attention to your special person. Just saying, okay? I do feel that this is talking about you making an assumption and not seeing something. So look out for that, because the next card is about retreat. And I feel that Spirit is sort of saying, you know what? In order to ensure that things are going smoothly with your special person, maybe you need to plan some time out with each other. So it's just the two of you, no phones, no talk about business or anything else, and then you've got some time to get away and be quiet with each other. So keep that in mind. I think that is a really good idea, so that you can spend that time together and reconnect with each other, disconnect from the world. Yes, great advice. All right, I'm going to just ask Spirit to give us some messages from the Quantum Oracle deck here. Spirit, what have you got for Aries in the month of July around love relationships? Just what else can you show Aries in the month of July? What's going on in terms of their relationship with each other? Now, I'm getting the sense that this reading is more for those people who are already in a relationship. So if this is not you, then perhaps the reading's not your reading. Okay, we've got the Peace card and hidden motivations and fear. Okay. All right, let me just read into this. Again, I'm getting the sense again that you've got to be really mindful of being transparent with your partner in all communications. I do feel that that's going to be an important thing for you to be mindful of during July. Now I'm just going to look at the intention card here for peace. It's really beautiful energy, great card to have. All right, so this is about being able to create inner balance and outer balance in your life. So we can see someone swinging here in the sky, and it's looking incredibly peaceful here. The point here is that for you to have success in your life, it's really, really important to create peace within yourself and balance within yourself. And this is the way to achieve peace and harmony in your outer world. So before you tackle big things in your life, or before you meet with your partner on some level, ensure that you are coming from a place of peace and harmony within yourself. Now, I do like the energy that I can sense in the King of Pentacles, where I do feel that you're grounded. Even though there is a lot of activity leading up to this, I do feel that in general you're grounded and well considered in your approach to decision making and things that you're doing. There is an inner strength. If you are struggling at some point with all of this activity that's going on and the decision making, because I do feel that these decisions are quite big, that you are building your finances, so it's developing from something small into something big, and it's going to be taking a lot of energy from you. So Spirit is just reminding you that when you're in those moments, stop to take a break, as we have the retreat card, and get yourself grounded, and just know that the best place to create, the best way to create inner peace and to tap into your inner strength for good decision making, good connecting with your partner, is to sort of like take time out. So things like meditation and deep breathing, making sure you have very healthy nutrition in your life and regular exercise, making sure you're staying well hydrated. All of these things help to create peace within you. So that's probably going to be important in the month of July, because your sense of wellness and peacefulness, your well-being, is going to positively or negatively influence your ability to cope with such a busy month. When you're coming from a place of peace, you also make good decisions, and people respond to you well. They're attracted to your energy. They feel reassured by your energy. So that gives you, that helps you to create success too, and positive outcomes. So whether it be with your special person or whether it be with other people. So I do feel that that's important. The red flag here in terms of relationships and not assuming things could also be about making sure you take care of your well-being and your health during the month of July. To notice anything that may come up that perhaps you're not focusing on for yourself and your own well-being. We also have the hidden motivations card that's come up. I feel that you've got some ideas brewing that you're not quite ready to tell everyone yet, Aries. Now, this may have something to do with your special person, that you're planning something for your special person. It could also mean that you've got plans in terms for family, projects, business, whatever it is. You've got something that you're working on that you're not quite ready to share. And that's okay. I do feel that there's something positive, not something sinister here. Yeah, so let's have a quick look at this. You certainly are thinking about your deepest desires at the moment, Aries. You are very much planning and strategizing and creating things, putting things in place. And I'm loving that. And I'm particularly remembering this card here if you want a deeper commitment with your special person. So I do feel that all of this activity in some way, shape or form is actually helping, is going towards your plans for your future, which is really beautiful. So even though you don't have all the information at the moment, I do feel that it's coming towards you, and Spirit is just saying, be patient, continue with your beautiful planning that you're working on at the moment. So you've got a lot of thoughts, you've got a lot of goals in mind, you're imagining things for the future, which is beautiful. So the card is also asking you to just double check your own motivations as well on some of the things that you're thinking about and planning. And I just remind you again that just be careful not to make assumptions about other people when you run off on down a rabbit hole with an idea. Just remember the red flag here, that you just want to double check that you're not coming from a place that is selfishly going to fit your needs without considering a special person. And, transparency is really important in relationships, and quite often we forget that. We get all in our head and we make all of these plans and we forget to share that information with our special person. And, quite often we can be oblivious to the fact that the other person is feeling like you haven't shared everything, and you don't want to have a situation where there's any resentments. The best communication is clear communication and having those heart-to-heart conversations, so have the heart-to-heart conversations and make sure that you give yourself some time out to really understand how each other is thinking and feeling. And to double check your own motives. Make sure that you're coming from a balanced point of view. Remember, this card talks about inner balance and outer balance. Making sure that what your goals and your values, make sure they're aligned with your outside world and your special person, so that there's harmony with the direction that you're taking and your expectations, and that you share these expectations with your special person. If you have any conflicting intentions at all with your special person, or even in business with other relationships, be very mindful that even if they are well hidden, quite often people sense the energy that you're hiding something. People make the mistake that if they say nothing, then somebody else doesn't know. But I have to tell you, especially from my own experience, that and women in particular are very intuitive. People will read your energy before they even hear any words. So even if you're not sharing something, just make sure that you are coming from the right place here, because people will sense when you're not sharing everything. So I'm just saying, check in with your own motivations around something. And if you're feeling any conflict within yourself, of course, which you, I'm sure you don't want that situation, but if you're sensing something's not feeling smooth and flowing very well, you'll know whether you have peace around it or not. And that would be another reason why it would be important to make sure that what you're saying and thinking is matching with what you're doing. And if it's not, then just pause before you make any decisions. That's the red flag again. If you've got that sort of inner conflict and it's not feeling quite right, before you make a decision or before you take action on something, just notice if you do have some conflict around something, if what you're sensing and feeling is even different to someone else. So check in with that other person, check in with yourself, and resolve that inner conflict before you continue on. Okay. Now you've got the fear card that came up here. Is that there's some things that are just troubling you, maybe even troubling your other person. So again, I really want to reiterate that transparency in your communication is really, really important. And also just checking in with your own little, temperature check. What am I trying to say? Your self check-in in terms of that conflict, that inner conflict. So if there's something that's causing you to feel different on the inside compared to the way you're presenting yourself on the outside, so I'm going to say that's how you're feeling on the inside versus how you're presenting yourself to the world on the outside, just pause and just ask yourself, why am I feeling this? Why am I doubting? Why is it not resonating with me? What do I need to know? What other information do I need? So it could be that somebody else has hidden motivations if it comes to an agreement or something, in which case you've got to ask those questions. You've got to ask the questions, what's not feeling quite right for you? Why are you having some doubts? Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's progress. I'm going to check in with Spirit and with the Spirit messages cards. Thank you, Spirit, for your guidance for Aries. Very interesting the way this is developing here. So I am getting a sense that communication is going to feature strongly for you in the month of July, Aries. Communication with others, communication with yourself, checking in with yourself, keeping an open mind around people, being a little different to what you expect. And it doesn't have to be about your partner, it can be about others. And just noticing any red flags. If something's not sitting quite right with you, then just question it. And if things are getting super busy, just take some time out to consider your options before you take any action. And breathe. Yeah, so Spirit is saying it's really important. Our breath, it's not just about saying chill. Our physical breath is so vitally important to our well-being. It is actually the connection between our body and our soul. In order for our body to be energized, to release toxic energy, to shift the energy within us, that prana, the energy of life within us, taking deep breaths and really being mindful of our breathing is really important to our health and well-being. It also aids our clarity, our ability to sleep well. It's a beautiful thing to do when we're using our breath when we're meditating to quieten our mind and our body. It really helps us to calm and still everything so we can connect to our higher self and our soul, and that enables us to get the guidance that we need, the clarity and the spiritual guidance that we need. So please consider the importance of your health and well-being and using breath, deep, slow breaths, to calm your energy, filter your energy, and relax your mind. And I feel that you can be very much in your mind at times, Aries, and that, again, it supports this whole notion of you creating inner and outer peace and balance. To be very mindful that your health is incredibly important for you, for your ability to be effective and successful, for you to have clear communication. You have to feel clear within yourself. Did I not say that this channel is all about learning how we can be better versions of ourselves and how we can live a life of really, really good well-being? This is all part of the mix, even though this is a love reading. This is about you loving you and doing the right thing by you as well. Let's do one more. Thank you, Spirit. And then I feel that we're going to finish up. It's got quite a specific energy in this reading. Here we go. We have the Seek card. I'll read it. The power of spirit exists in all things. Everything is made of energy, which we were just talking about, and every single thing in your physical world contains a fragment of spirit, including you. We are all one with spirit and always will be connected to one another. I really feel that Aries, that at times a personal challenge for you is managing your energy and integrating your mind, body and spirit together. And I feel that this is a growing and a learning opportunity for you. You can be incredibly logic-brained and excel in the area of your ability to think outside the 9 dots. But you do sometimes disconnect from your physical self and create toxic energy within your body that then becomes toxic energy in your mind, and everything gets all bottled up like a blocked drain for you, and that saps your energy. So I'm feeling like Spirit is saying and reminding you several times over the importance of your inner peace and connecting that with your physical inner peace. So breathing is really important. Peace within is really important. Understanding that everything about you is connected to others and connected to your physical world. So creating this inner balance that is in harmony with your outer world, your physical world, is going to help you really improve your state of mind and your state of well-being. And then recognizing your own energy that you generate, and when you know it's time to step away and take a break. Spirit is definitely bringing this into your reading to just remind you that you may be forgetting that you are a multidimensional being. And this is what I'm just saying, is that you tend to become disconnected or disintegrated, and where your spirit and your energetic body is disconnected from your physical experience and your physical being. So it is, during July, this may be a bit of a test for you, where you have a tendency to see your world through physical eyes, through physical reality, and you forget that there's a spiritual essence to things. And Spirit is reminding you, don't forget to connect in with that. Connect in with the chi of life, the prana of life, the energy of life, which connects the spirit to the physical. As you do, your intuition will sharpen, your ability to have insights and clarity and awareness will increase. Your physical wellness will increase at the same time. Aries, the challenge for you is to see things from your heart and soul, and not just from your mind, not just from your intellect. And as you do this, I do feel that you're going to be able to let go of issues that have been clinging to you for a while. And it may also help you to see the goodness in other people. As you pay attention to your health and well-being, and to see life through, to see other people as spiritual beings, and not just a physical entity in front of you, and not just someone, with a mind. They have a soul. Everybody has a soul. So try to see people as spiritual beings, and to recognize that sometimes we need to keep an open mind, that people may be different to what we expect. And this will help you to not prejudge people. It'll help you not to assume things. Like I was saying earlier in the reading about, the red flag. Be careful you don't make assumptions about people. We may be quick to judge people's physical appearance and their body language. Some people are, they wear their heart on the sleeve, and other people are more aloof. And we may make assumptions about that person's motivations based on what we're physically seeing. And so Spirit is saying, don't forget they're a spiritual being. Not everybody is going to show their true feelings and their thoughts on the outside. So just keep that in mind. I do feel that when we expect to see goodness in people, they will also give us goodness. And that honours the goodness in you as well. Interesting. I love that. Well, this has been a comprehensive reading, Aries. I apologise we did get a little bit of an interruption halfway through there, but we're going to finish up now. There's a lot to think about there, and I encourage you to re-watch the reading a couple of times during the month. I do feel that a lot of this reading was mostly to do with your energy and how you are perceiving others, and how you can manage your own energy really well. So that's self-love, isn't it? Open your third eye. Yeah, look, this is the feature of your read, isn't it? This is about you clearing your energy so that you can see what needs to be seen. So the third eye is that chakra point between our eyebrows, and so the third eye exists here, and this is when we clear our energy and we integrate our mind, our body and our spirit. That gives us the ability to have greater self-awareness, greater awareness of others. We can sense the guidance coming from Spirit a lot more easily. We can imagine and we can see things in our mind more clearly. As Spirit talks to us through those ways and gives us guidance, which is really helpful. When we do the inner work and we take care of our own energy, it also gives us the ability to see the truth of the matter, the truth of situations and the truth of other people. So outward appearances, the physical reality is not everything, and I feel like Spirit is challenging you to see beyond the physical. All right, Aries, that is your love reading for July. A little bit of a different nuance on that reading this time round. I do hope it's very helpful to you. As I said, re-watch the video. You can check in with your weekly reads. Check in with your monthly read that's already been loaded. I hope you have a fabulous month. I'll see you next time. Bye now.